quick before I start the recording, if you guys can let me know if you guys can see my screen. I should be on camera here. What's up? Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being with us. Amazing to see the numbers this morning. Good to see people. Again, if you guys just joined us in the last 30 seconds, let us know what part of the world you guys are tuning in from, and we'll give a shout out to you guys, and we will kick this call off.
Recording in progress.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being on with me. My name is Joe Martinez. If you guys are on live with me again, I apologize. I've said that 3 times already. But for the recording, for anybody that's listening on the recording, I am your host for today. I am also the founder and CEO of iN8 Technologies, and the founding member of iN8 Network. So appreciate every one of you guys. Let's see who we have on today. We got people from Atlanta, Georgia, Nebraska, Hillsboro, Oregon, Indiana, Utah in the house, Houston, Texas, Iowa, Canada, Texas, Kentucky, Lexington, Canada in the house. Good morning, Atlanta again, Peru in the house. Bienvenidos. Ohio, Chicago, Illinois. Perfect. Thank you guys for being on with me this beautiful morning. Mississippi in the house as well. It's good to see everybody here. Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. Guys, as you know, we have been on a long road together. Some of you guys that have been with me over the last 13 months understand the amount of time that it's taken us to get to where we are today. I'm very excited to be able to do this demo. As you can see on the slide, we're going to be doing our tech stack demo this morning. Now, why is this important? Let me explain. It doesn't matter if you're a DAO seat holder, if you just came in for, the DAO side to govern the DAO, or if you came in as a CloudX NFT owner, or if you were a CloudX owner, OG owner, I'll call it, the hardware owner. This call is very important in the fulfillment and the execution of our business plan, okay? As you guys know, our business model since the beginning was to decentralize the economic power of big tech, of data technologies, of the cloud, right? So our underlying asset, guys, is the cloud. It's the cloud technology. Over the last 6 months, we brought in a brand new CTO and a brand new cloud team. I want to first send a shout out to Jared Robert, our CTO, our cloud team, our front end team, our back end teams. There's been probably about 15 engineers that have helped us get to where we are today. Each one of them deserve a shout out. A little bit about some of their background. The guys that have built our cloud, guys, this is very important information. The guys that have built our cloud are the same teams that have built clouds for governments, okay? They've built telecommunication grade clouds, telco grade clouds, okay? It's very important to understand that this is not just some fly-by-night project. It's not some fly-by-night cloud. We have HA, high availability, geo redundancy. We have backend data center links between the data centers. We have a telco enterprise grade high availability cloud. It's very important to understand this. This is not just some, we set up some servers in some back room and, in some garages. No, this is stuff that the big boys are doing. Okay. So that's the first thing I want to say is shout out to all our tech team, every one of the engineers, interns, people that have helped made this possible. Thank you. Thank you. And if you guys are a DAO seat member, and if you guys are a CloudX owner, I would highly recommend, if you get a chance, send a shout out to Jared, let him know that we appreciate the team, because this is how, guys, from this point forward, how we make money. Okay. People have been asking me, well, how are we going to make money? How are we going to make this thing sustainable? It is by the implementation of software products on top of our cloud. Now, we have 2 strategies of how we are doing that. We have our B2B model, which there's a whole team that's getting set up. It's a whole ordeal. Okay. I've never done B2B, so we're bringing on teams to do that. Okay. But B2C, I've done my entire career. A lot of you guys have done your entire careers as well, if you guys are in the direct sales industry. B2C is something that we can take control of. And I don't know about you guys, but I would rather control my own destiny. I would rather control my own future than putting it in the hands of some other businesses that may or may not consume our cloud. So this B2C model, what we're going to present today, is very, very important. And in Tulum, guys, we're going to be announcing some amazing changes and amazing enhancements to our model moving forward that I think is going to help our teams in emerging markets in Latin America as we grow throughout the world, potentially Africa, potentially India. Everything's on the board. But what we want to do is we want to help people around the world get involved in iN8 Network, okay? So with that introduction, I hope it wasn't too much, but without further ado, we're going to go through, we're going to start some of this. We're going to do a little bit of screen share, and it's a live demo, so we might have some issues. But like I was just saying, right? The best way to predict the future is to create it. I would rather be in control of my own business instead of it being in the hands of some third-party company, right? Let me ask you guys out there, if you guys were a business owners, which you guys are, if you're in the DAO and you're a DAO seat holder, okay, you are a business owner, you are part of our organization. Would you guys rather go out there and gamble, which we're still doing? It's not that we're not doing it, but you'd rather go out there and gamble and say, hey, yeah, well, we're trying to fill the pipeline, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that. Or would you rather go out there and implement strategies and tactics and products that we could go out there and sell and create ourselves our own income? This is a model in English. I'm not sure if it's going to translate to Spanish, but eat your own dog food, right? You create a product, you consume your own product, you sell your own product. And that to me is the best way to predict our future. We are creating our future, and we've created these products to be able to help us do this. So what we've done is we've created a message of data privacy, data sovereignty, right? A lot of people in our presentations, we go about talking about how data is so important. There's more and more data being created. And we talk about, all this big tech out there that's created these free products. But what you really don't understand is that when the product is free, you are the product. They are mining your data. They're going through your photos. I don't know how many of you guys have sensitive information in your emails, sensitive photos that you want to keep private. Everything these days gets uploaded and backed up to the cloud. Sometimes we don't even realize that, okay? So data is the new currency, and we want people to own their own data and be compensated for it. That's what that's the road that we're going down. That's the path, that is the vision of where we're going. So what we created was the iN8 private virtual cloud, okay? So you can have your privacy, security, and ownership in your own virtual private cloud, okay? The idea behind this private virtual private cloud, however we want to say this, is whenever you acquire products from iN8, doesn't matter you, your family members, whatever it may be, anybody, okay, customers that acquire these tech stack products from us, they are all being containerized into their own virtual private cloud. They are all being siloed off, if you will. Nobody's going in there and mining their data. Nobody's going in there and looking at their photos. You have control of your server, okay? You have control of your data in your cloud. So you own your data. Nobody's going through that. And for me, maybe it hasn't happened to you yet, but the moment you get hacked, the moment there's a breach, whether that's in your emails or your photos or leaks or whatever it may be, then this is going to be important for you. Maybe we're a few years ahead of our time here, okay? Maybe we're a few years ahead of our time, but I'm going to tell you what, over the next 5 years, with the introduction of AI into our lives, we are going to need to protect ourselves. We need to put a moat around ourselves, a barrier around ourselves to protect our digital identity. And the way we do that, guys, is by creating our new tech stacks, okay? Protect your data, but at the same time, be able to generate a digital income, an income online. What most people don't understand about our business model yet is we're not just selling the same products that the big tech does, but we're also compensating you to share those products and to consume those products, okay? So imagine if you had the opportunity. Well, I shared this story, I think, on a presentation a day or two ago. And this is a story from Tony Robbins, okay? So this is not my statistic out there. And I think that the actual study was done by like Merrill Lynch or somebody like that. I may be wrong. But Tony Robbins shares a story because he's talking about finances. He's talking about mastering your finances. And he talks about us as consumers, okay? We live in a consumer society. We consume. Think about it. Your social media, your Netflix, your Prime, your TikTok, all of that information you're consuming, and somebody else is being compensated for it. Well, he gave the example of Apple. I think everybody knows Apple. Everybody knows about an iPhone, right? And he says, I think the study said that if you would have taken the same amount of money that the iPhone cost every time, and if you bought every single iPhone from the beginning to now, you would have spent obviously tens of thousands of dollars, right? But if you would have instead taken that same money, okay, instead of purchasing the iPhone, instead of consuming the iPhone, instead of buying the product of the iPhone, if you would have taken that same amount of money, think back to 2007, 2008 when they launched the iPhone. If you would have taken that money, that $300 or $400, and you would have purchased Apple stock every time an iPhone was launched. So $300 here, $400 here, $500 here. Now these things are costing upwards of $1,000, right? $1,000, $1,200, whatever it may be. But if you would have just taken that same money and invested it into Apple stock over that 10-year period, you would have a mid six figures, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in Apple stock. How many of us, that would be a retirement account, right? How many of us over the course of 10 years, if we would have known, like, man, all I got to do is instead of consuming this product, instead of being a consumer, I need to be a creator. I need to be an investor. I need to go and purchase that stock, $400 at a time, $500 at a time, every year. And we'd have hundreds of thousands of dollars. Put that into your mind. Do we want to be a consumer or do we want to be a stakeholder? That's what you have to ask yourself. Now, what we have with iN8 through these memberships, through the tech stack, through skills, through the Dow Seat program, every single person has an opportunity to receive rewards and be and hold a stake in the Dow. That is the concept of decentralization. Do not be a consumer. Well, be a consumer, but also be a stakeholder, right? Be a stakeholder, use your own products, but make money long-term off of the success of the organization. And who drives the organization? You do. I do. We do together as a community. So protect your data and generate a digital income. Now, like I was talking about, our tech stacks, what we've done is we've focused on privacy and security, okay? So one of the first products that you're going to get inside of our tech stack is a product called Passbolt, okay? Passbolt is an open source, enterprise grade, commercial grade password manager. Now, as you see on your screen, Americans lost $47 billion due to identity fraud in 2024. $47 billion. $47 billion because of identity fraud, because of scams and hacks. And a significant portion of that was because of data breaches due to weak or stolen passwords, okay? What we need to understand is that utilizing randomized passwords is amazing. What's the problem with utilizing randomized passwords? Then you don't remember them. On average, us as in today's age, we have about 40 different credentials, 40 different sites that we access. That means the majority of us are utilizing the same username and password across multiple platforms. How many of us are doing that right now? Don't raise your hand. Don't say me, okay? Because somebody might be watching out there. How many of us are doing that, using the same username and password in your banking, in your PayPals, in your wallets, whatever it may be, right? You lose one password or somebody breaches your email, they can take over your life. They can take over your identity and make your life a living nightmare, okay? So password management, that is the first product that we're implementing. The other reason that we're implementing it as part of this bundle is because as you get set up with iN8, you're going to start getting access to more platforms. You're going to get access to Connect. You're going to get access to Hub. You're going to get access to photos. And guess what? Instead of going out there and doing the same old thing all over again when you're setting up your credentials, you can use your password manager to randomize your passwords and really secure everything that's inside of your iN8 tech stack, okay? So password management is number one. Number two, iN8 Connect. Right now we're utilizing Zoom, okay? And we've seen this all over the world. We've seen people that have switched their platforms because they got hacked in the middle of a webinar. It's happened to me. I got some clowns that came in and start writing on the screen and start taking screenshots and taking control of computers. A lot of people don't know this. We're working very, very hard to get off of Zoom. Right now, we have just invested in the development of our own front-end user interface for our Connect. Our Connect is up and running right now, but we're just going to make it better, okay? So we want people to understand that what we have right now is the base, and we're going to make things better as we continue to develop. But imagine now being able to use your own server for your own benefit, right? That's one of the key things that we have here at iN8. You're running on your own virtual private cloud, secured by your own community, where you are a stakeholder, okay? Anytime anybody uses Connect, you are getting paid. Anytime you do your webinars or your video calls on Connect, you are getting paid. So imagine being able to do a webinar with your people or a video call. I need to stop saying Zoom call, a video call, a Connect call, and tell your people, yeah, look, we are right now getting paid. I'm getting paid for utilizing and doing this Zoom, not just because I'm presenting to you, not just because I'm trying to sell you, not just because you might sign up, but because we are using our servers hosted in Irvine, hosted in Atlanta, and we are doing this call together, okay? Product number 3 here, our iN8 photos, okay? Every single individual, I believe, in your family utilizes some type of photo backup, whether that's iCloud or Google Photos, okay? One of the things that we have right here, millions of private photos are leaked every year, okay? Only this month, 1.5 million private user images from specialized dating apps were exposed online, leaving them vulnerable to hacking and extortion, okay? The hard thing about photos, guys, is we want to have the backups, right? Because back in the day, we used to lose our phone, it would get stolen, we would lose everything. Now with cloud backups, if something happens to our device, our physical device, well, we just have to put our credentials in and we recover everything, right? Problem with that is now your photos are out there in cyberspace. And there are bad actors that are out there, guys. There are people that will try to extort you. They'll try to take advantage of you. And maybe you don't feel like that's you. That's not you. You're like, oh, I'm safe from that. But what about your kids? What about your kids? Do you see the world that they're going to be living in over the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? Maybe some of you guys have teenagers. Maybe some of you guys have grandchildren that are young adolescents, right? And we need to understand that we need to start protecting them. And sometimes kids make mistakes, and we need to be able to protect them from these types of things. I've heard stories of young teens getting extorted, and what do? They take their own life because they cannot live through the embarrassment and the shame of some of the things that happen online these days. So what do we need to do? We need to protect ourselves. We need to protect our family. And again, everything goes back to being able to protect our digital identity and that of our families as well. Lastly, guys, we have here our collaboration product. That is our hub. A lot of you guys have already been using this product. Inside of our hub, we have our drive, which helps you do file storage and file sharing, just like your drive at other products or at other companies, okay? We have a team communication tool internally as well, where you're able to do video calls. You're able to do a Slack type of organizational or family chats, and know that your chats are safe, right? I've seen statistics out there just recently from, three-letter agencies like the FBI saying you need to stop sending text messages, especially if you're going between Android and iPhone. There are tons and tons of vulnerabilities out there that hackers are taking advantage of, right? Stop sharing credentials through text messages. Stop sharing your credit card information via text message. Stop taking pictures of that stuff. Use your password manager to secure those credentials and to share them with loved ones or team members, okay? That's what we are all about, guys. We are all about being able to help us keep control of our privacy. Now, the last thing that we have here is our play to earn social app, okay? What I love about this concept is we are going to, what is the largest, maybe some of you guys don't know, but one of the largest problems that we run into when we start to go into emerging markets is $1,000 price point for a lot of the Latino market or the African market or Asian market or Indian market, anywhere outside of a developed nation. $300 a month is their average income. So that's their whole income, okay? So the idea of this play to earn app is that users are going to be able to get into this app. They're going to be able to engage to earn. As you engage and consume content, you're making token. So imagine you were able to get on Instagram and when you make a post, you earn token. Imagine if you're able to do that. That's what you can do inside of our social app. You make a post, you get interactions, you take actions, you consume content. As you start to do this and you start to invite other people to do it as well, you earn token, okay? You'll earn points, which you can then convert to token. So this allows us to have a lower price point product where people can just take action and learn. It is probably one of my dreams to be able to implement this, to be able to help people around the world make an extra, I don't know, $50 a month. And it might not sound like a lot to us here in the US, but imagine if you just had an app that was paying you an extra $30 to $50 a month. Call it $1 to $2 a day. That is something that can be absolutely life-changing for people around the world. So last but not least, as you guys know, as you get to share this, we become part of the share economy. The idea of being able to have a side hustle or your own gig that you can go out there and sell these products, share these products, demo these products, okay? The idea that you're able to go out there and make an extra $500 a month. Now imagine if you start now bringing all these things together. I'm using my social app and I'm making $30, $50 a month. My iN8 business is I'm now making $200 to $300 a month, maybe $500 a month. My DAO seats or my CloudX NFTs are making me, I don't know, $50 to $80 to $100 a month. All of those things under one umbrella start to add up, where you're potentially now making thousands of dollars a month. And if you can do it, anybody else out there can do it, okay? It's not that you have to be the best, it's that you have to start, okay? It's not that you have to be perfect, it's that you have to start, okay? So what we'll do, guys, is at this time, what I want to do is kind of do a comparison on our pricing here. So what does our bundle replace? When we're bundling everything together, if you were to compare this to anything that's retail out there, okay, you have your Dropbox or your Google Drive that can range anywhere between $5 to $10, okay, maybe $13. You have your Slack communication tools. For up to 10 users, we're talking $87.50 for 10 users on Slack. We're talking webinar and storage, okay, on Zoom or Google or Teams, $84.50. That's your iN8 Connect, okay? And then we're talking your Passbolt, your password manager. If you went out there and bought it directly from Passbolt, because Passbolt is a company, they're going to be charging you $49.99 for our Pro stack, okay? So all of that value, you get over $250 in value, okay? We're going to show the pricing next. But on top of that, you get your iN8 social, play to earn. You get your iN8 business for your own side hustle, your own gig economy. And you're going to get your skills academy to be able to up your level, right? To develop yourself, to become a better individual, to become a better leader, to become a better person in society, right? All of that, guys, so over $250 in value without adding our own internal products of iN8 Social, the business, and the Skills Academy. All right. All of that, guys, we have two bundles, the iN8 Tech Starter Pack, $115, and the iN8 Tech Stack Pro, $145. What is the difference is you're going to get the same products. The only difference is the amount of users and the amount of data storage and compute that you're getting, right? You're getting a certain size machine on the starter, and you're getting a certain size machine on the Pro, essentially. You're getting access to more cloud resources. That's it. That is all there is to it, okay? I get the question asked, will we be able to demo these products to potential buyers? What you got, the way that this model works, guys, is you become a product of the product, right? So if you're looking to share the products, if you're looking to build a business off of the products, I recommend you get your own bundle, right? Get on subscription, $115, $145. Now you have access to all of the products within our tech stack. Now you can go out there and demo them. You can go out there and share them. And guess what happens, guys? A cycle is 28 days. A cycle is 28 days, okay? 4-week period. We run off 4-week periods here at iN8. So a tech stack, as a tech stack gets sold, okay, we now put a percentage of revenue into the token. So every time somebody buys the tech stack starter or pro, a portion of that revenue is going into purchasing token in the open market. A portion of that, if you're still on the old CloudX model, a portion of that goes into the CloudX revenues, okay? And this is how we start to build and take control of our own future. The B2B consumer model is how we do this. These tech stacks is how we do this, okay? And guess what? Now we have a price point for my network marketing leaders that are listening to me right now. Now you have, in the iN8 business, you have $100 a month subscription. I'm rounding down from 115 to, you have $115 a month. You sign up 3 people, yours is paid for. You teach them to do the same thing, you're making $500 a month. So 12 people in your organization, all consuming the tech starter at 115, you're making $500 a month. Like I've said over and over and over again, the power of the iN8 compensation plan is helping people get what they want, helping them get to $500 a month. And guess what? As you start to help them make money on the business side, on the back end side, because you're a stakeholder as well, your token value is now going up. So as we build this business together, you make money in commissions and you make money as a token as a stakeholder. You make money now through the compensation plan and you make token later for potential upside value. That's how simple it is, guys. Now, I'm going to take a moment, guys. I am going to let you guys know, I'm going to go through a live demo here. So, bear with me. Like I said, you own your own data, share your tech stack, and be compensated for doing that, right? So let's go through this. I want to verify you guys can still see my screen, right? It didn't go off. You guys can see me flipping between tabs here. Just want to get confirmation in the chat. Good. You guys can see all the tabs I'm going through, right? Because sometimes it's crazy and doesn't share. It only shares one portion. Great. Perfect. So first thing, we have our replicated site available. mydata.mycloud.com/your username. Okay. That's how that's how these products are going to get sold through a replicated site. As you see here, as you can click on these buttons, you have the 115, 145. We will be adding annuals in the future, in the next couple days, next week, whatever it may be. Okay. You click on this, you send somebody the link, they sign up on it. It's going to load, as you guys are familiar with. It's going to load our shopping cart, and you go through the order process. Okay. Now, for purposes of this demo, I already went through and I placed an order before the call. This way I wasn't putting my credit card information in online on a share. So you guys can see here, I purchased this product. All I did is I went from filled out this information, clicked on credit card, and I got a order confirmation here. Okay. Now, once I placed that order, you guys can see here, here's my email. I got a few emails. You guys can see I did this just a little bit, 15 minutes before the call, 9:42 a.m. Okay. You can see I got order notification, I got a confirmation, and then I got an email here. Action required, access your iN8 tech stack. Pretty simple, right? And I just put my son's name in here for the demo, Sebastian. Thank you for creating your iN8 Technologies account. Please review the email, and it entirely contains important information. So you can access your client area here. So it sends you the link, okay? You will need your email address and password that you did during sign up, okay, to log in. If you don't remember your password, you can use the forgot password option for your login page again. So all that's there. If you need step-by-step instructions, that we do have, I'll come back to this here in a second, but we do have a step-by-step here of how you're going to deploy your photos. So what we're going to do first, though, is I'm going to go to here. This is going to be where you log in. I already added the my credentials here. You can see it automatically generates. I'm using my password manager there. I click login. Okay. So once you put your username and password, your email and password in, you're going to see I have 4 different services available here. I have Passbolt, I have Hub, I have my photos, and I have my Connect. Okay. For this, I'm going to go ahead and do my photos here. So if I go back here, create and deploy your virtual private cloud iN8 photos, get started. Okay, log in there. I already did that step. I already logged in there. Now I'm here. Your dashboard is here. Your dashboard may view differently depending on what you purchase. Right now, we're going to click on manage. Okay, so we're going to click on manage, and that's there. I'm just going to go through this. Now I'm going to enter and name your server here. Perfect. So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to do my photos. I'm going to click manage. Got here. Great. And I'm going to enter the name of my server here. So I'm going to call this Sebas MTZ. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is click search. It's going to check to make sure that that server name is available. Okay. And then all you're going to do is click create and deploy. Okay. As you see there, it's just give it a minute. It's going to come up, deployment initiated successfully. Now we're going to add one more piece of information here. Okay. Right now, the system on the back end, it's propagating. It's doing all the things that it has to do. It's telling the server, hey, your name is now Sebas MTZ, okay? You are now owned by Sebastian Martinez. All your data is there. It's talking, it's creating the containers. It's doing all this stuff that we probably don't really even understand on the back end. Great, okay? At the same time, we'll check out here. I got another email. Welcome to iN8 Photos powered by Image. Okay, you're gonna get this email once it's triggered. Okay, so there's some more informational steps here, the mobile, all that stuff. But I'm gonna go back to my step-by-step. I entered the name, I click search, I got success, I hit create and deploy, deployment initiated successfully. That's where I'm at right now. Okay, refresh the page and you will now see the name of your server. Copy and paste this into a fresh browser to continue. You will also receive an email with some basic information or basic instructions. That's the email that I just showed you. Great. That's the email I just showed you there. That's the email I just showed you there. Then navigate. So now we're going to go over here, go back over here. I'm going to click refresh on this page. And what you'll see is I have my server here. I'm going to copy that. I got a message here from somebody. Let me see. Making sure Jared's not testing me here. Okay. So I'm going to open a fresh tab here. I'm going to paste it in, right? sebasmtz.photos.in8.com. Boom. And of course, I'm going to get an error on this one. Okay. We're going to give it, like I told you guys, it's going to take about 10, 15 minutes for it to propagate there. So we're going to come back here in a minute. Okay. So like I said, it was a live demo. Jared, if you're listening on the back end, if you can, check out how much longer I need to wait. Apologize for doing it live. I know Jared told me, don't do it live, set it up before, but here I am, right? So here's some verification emails. You're going to get a few different emails as far as what you ordered, all that stuff, okay? Let's continue through our step-by-step here. We're going to navigate to your server. This is the screen that should have popped up, okay? And you'll just go through, you'll hit get started. You'll fill in the admin information, okay? You'll go through and set up your admin email, your admin password, and then you'll log in, okay? Once you get logged in, you're going to just acknowledge some things about versions and different things like that, theme, light theme, dark theme, okay? And then you'll go through, and if you want to set up the formatting of it, all that's great. And then all you're going to do is click on the upload here. You're going to upload your first photo here. So you're going to look in there. That's it. Now, the great thing about this as well is in the emails, okay? In the emails down here, because now the next thing we want to do, I think it's actually here, is we want to try the apps on, let me see this. It's not, show more, there it is. So down here, you're going to have it in a couple different places. So if you're a Google user and you're on your phone or whatever, you can just click here and it's going to take you right to the Google Play Store, okay? If you're an Apple user, it's going to take you to the Apple Store, okay? So you could just download and install those. If you're not on that link, you can also find them here. It's going to do the same exact thing. So we try to make it very simple, okay? We try to make that very, very simple. And we got that ready to go. So we're going to take maybe a few minutes here. We'll let that spin up on the back end. Let me see if I just do this. There we go. Perfect. So you guys can see that, right? So now we had to just give it about, like I said, just give it, we're going to put that message in the email as well. Please note, please allow up to 15 minutes for it to spin up correctly, okay? So now we're going to do what it said there, get started. And I'm just going to go ahead and enter my information here. And again, you should be doing this on your password manager. For this example, I'm just going to go through. So now I'm going to go through and of course I put my password wrong again. Okay, so there's some versioning stuff in here. Great, welcome. Now I get to pick between light theme, dark theme, whatever you prefer. Privacy here, okay. Storage template if you want to use it, version checks, themes, all that stuff. If you want to turn this on, what it'll do, it'll auto-organize based on a template, okay. You can leave that off. And then again, we're just here. And again, I can switch between light mode and dark mode here. I can upload some photos here. And this is on the web browser, of course. There's my photos, okay? Now, I'm going to take it one step further because a lot of people say, oh, well, I want it on my phone and I want it on my actual device. So I'm going to do something here that I normally don't do. I'm going to stop share. I'm going to share my phone screen. Oops, wrong one, sorry. All right, in the chat, guys, let me know if you guys can see my screen, my phone screen. Perfect. As you can see, I already have the image apps installed on my phone here. This is where you're going to enter the name of the server, right? So my name of the server for this demo was Sebas MTZ. Click next. And then I'm going to put the same username and password that I have for this server. You guys are going to see my password if I put it on. I'm going to stop share real quick. Sorry. All right, you guys should be able to see my screen again. I didn't hit enter yet. I didn't hit login yet. And there we go. Okay. So I got those 4 photos on top. I actually have another server attached to it. That's why you're going to see all these other servers in here, or all these other photos in here. But you can come in, you can see that it starts pulling, you know, the different folders from the device. It'll pull places. It'll propagate the places once you start doing it. You can come in here, enable backup. So you can hit select here. And let's just do a small, I don't know. Let's see this. I'm going to click that. And then you guys can see actually, so let me take off some of these. So I'm just going to click that. And then I'm going to hit start backup. And then you guys can see there's 89 photos that it's going to upload. And you can see here it's gone through 6, 7. And so it'll just keep going. As well, there are some settings. So you can do it only on Wi-Fi, only while charging, turn off. So you can turn it off. You can turn it on. Ignore iCloud photos if you want. You can sync all your albums, whatever. But you can see it's just going through the process there. And now all my photos are on my server. That's how simple it is. So that is the demo process. The setup for the other products is essentially the same, guys. So you come back over here to your client area. Again, if you're wanting to do hub, you're just going to come in to manage. You're going to name the server. Again, I'm going to just check if, you know, that same name's available. Sebas MTZ. I'm going to click search. And then I'm going to hit create and deploy. And again, we're going to give it, you know, 10, 15 minutes for it to be able to propagate all the DNS and SSLs and all these different things that happen, okay? And so you're going to do that you're going to repeat that process for every one of the products that you want to get set up. Now, remember, guys, the SSL certificates, I will make a note here. The SSL certificates, in some instances, especially with Passbolt, they can take, because it's a security product, it could take a few hours. We're working on making it faster and faster. Jared and the team are working on some stuff to make it a lot sooner, but we didn't want to hold this up in getting it out, okay? So with that, guys, that concludes my demo. Any questions that I could answer from there? Terry, any questions? I know Terry asked me to do this demo. Terry, I don't mind if you want to come on and ask me any questions as well. I know I didn't really ask you, but if you want to, go ahead and just raise your hand. I'll bring you on. But it's it's pretty simple. You got your services here. Setting it up is really, really simple. But yeah, it's all about privacy. This is going to be your product, your tech product command center, if you will. Okay. I'm only sharing my phone device right now. I'm not sharing. Oh, sorry. I guess I'm sharing my phone device. That's the reason. Thank you. So what I was saying is the core.in8.com, that's for our core products. This is going to be your command center for all your products. Okay. No, if you purchase the Dow seat, that does not give you access to any of the tech stack products. And let me tell you why. It does give you access to the Dow Hub, okay, which has storage in there. But the reason why we have not set it up to where Dow seat owners also get access to the resources is because the example that I use is I own a restaurant. When I go eat at my restaurant, I don't get a discount. Well, I might get a discount, but I don't eat for free. Why? Because there's hard cost on not just the server cost that you guys paid for, but there's firewall costs, there's bandwidth costs, there's data center costs. And so that's the reasoning behind it. Now, we can talk about that. We can do coupon codes. So obviously you can get a discount on stuff. All that kind of stuff is very easy to do and very easy to discuss. Okay. Perfect. All right. JJ, any of the stuff about web hosting, this is not related to anything web hosting. So does not have anything to do with Bluehost or Tim or anything of that sort. Okay. All right. Now, in the near future as well, guys, like you can see there's some other things in here that we really didn't go through, billing and support and affiliates. In the future, you will have the ability to be a affiliate, okay? And not do the MLM, but just sell the affiliate product. So if you have a friend or family member that they don't want the whole stack. They don't want the whole bundle, but they want photos for $9.99 or $7.99 or $3.99. You'd be able to activate your affiliate account. You'll be able to get commissions for that as well. Okay. So that is another way where you can make commissions just by selling, if you will, the retailable products. Now I'm going to share these here. These are not the real prices. These are the prices of the bundles. Okay. So we can make the bundles work. You will have retail pricing for a la carte products as we move forward, but those will be on a different place. Okay. When can you purchase your tech stack? We will allow you to start purchasing Monday. We could do it right now technically, but if you guys want to wait till Monday, so this way we have support open, we're online. So if you guys want to start purchasing, I'm happy to jump on a call and help you guys be some of the first ones to go through it and learn the process. Okay, it's that simple. I love that question. Thank you for that question. When can we start purchasing? That's absolutely what I wanted to hear. Guys, remember, as we sell these tech stacks, as we sell these tech products, these software products, the only thing it does is it fills up our cloud. As we fill up our cloud, we get paid. Everybody is using photo storage. Everybody's using some type of webinar platform. Go talk to them, share the message of privacy, share the message of data sovereignty. It might resonate with them. It might not. Okay. It might not. Okay. But that's just like anything. You're not going to sign up everybody. Not everybody's going to buy your product. But as we sell these products, and right now, guys, we have capacity. And the great thing is our cloud right now can generate, I was doing the math yesterday, about $3.2 million a month in cloud revenue or in revenue. And that would generate about $300 to $350,000 a month in cloud revenue, right? That means it gets us to our numbers as we build it out. That obviously means we need to build an organization of tens of thousands of people, either as affiliates or as brand ambassadors in the network marketing side, okay? To purchase the product, guys, again, to purchase the product, we will be putting links in the dashboard. Right now, we have available on the sign up. So if you want to sign yourself up as a user, you would purchase through here, okay? mydatamycloud.com/your username. So this would not be your username. It'd be your username, whatever your username is, okay? And then that is going to get you to where somebody can come in here and you can see here, once this page loads, let me close out some of these. Okay. Once this page loads, it's going to be, the sponsor of that's going to be you. So this is a username that I have here as a demo. And then when they buy it, or if you buy it from yourself, then you're getting a commission for signing yourself up, and you can set yourself up on a bundle. Okay. Perfect. JJ, I have no idea what your own individual landing pages are, but it does not, I do not think, it does not automatically switch over. I'm not sure exactly. You'd have to point that to mydatamycloud.com. Okay. All right. So that's all, guys. I appreciate it. I'm not going to go through the training. I did have a training, but I think we'll just stop there. I got a soccer game that I was supposed to be at 15 minutes ago. But I do thank you guys for the questions. If you guys have anything for me over the weekend, feel free, go into the Dow Hub. Okay. If you guys have not yet gone into the Dow Hub, let me show you guys where it is before we go. The Dow Hub, what it looks like. Let me see, what screen are you guys looking at? Oh, I lost it. Move that over here. Sorry. For those of you guys that have not got into the Dow Hub, this is what the Dow Hub looks like here. All you have to do is you have to go to in your browser. I'll just open up a browser here. I'm going to just, it's dao.hub.in8.com. And then you're going to have to put your username and password in here. Okay. And then it's going to take you in here. Here's where you have your file storage. This is where you can put your PDFs and your videos. We got some amazing videos in here from Zay that is going into skills. So you can host videos in here. You can do PDFs, any types of videos. You can more redundant photo storage here if you want as well. Your internal communications. I would download the apps to be able to talk in here, but we do have our DAO members chat in here where anybody can join as long as you're a member of the DAO. Okay, so that you got your calendar here as well. You can set up your your connect calls in here. You can set up a calendar booking thing here if you want people to be able to book calls with you. There's all kinds of neat features in here that you can go ahead and use. This is where we do our voting. So we don't have any voting open right now. But if you do, these are where the proposals go. And this is where the voting gets done. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. And if there's any questions, I know I can't get to all the questions, JJ. So go ahead and message me and we'll go ahead and figure things out. And everybody else, have a phenomenal day. We'll talk soon.